They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
you see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
you see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
you see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback.
Yeah. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Hope y'all can hear me. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hope everybody can hear me. All right. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bratha Thumb. Yahweh Shemal Alatar Bashem Yahshua's priest and also Thawah Shah of the Isupk. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Been teaching the truth since 1969. And today is the Monday scripture breakdown class. Big shout out to also Kazak Lamar. Brother allowed me to get down with y'all. So hope I can be a service unto y'all for the day. Today is as I mentioned, the scripture breakdown class. Everything is a mandatory class out here in Florida, so make sure y'all tune in. So today we're gonna just be breaking down your scriptures. Any questions you got, please get them ready. We'll go ahead and dive into it and get the answer to whatever question you may have. Even if it's outside of the scriptures, you know what I mean? The answers to life, to existence, to everything you can think of is found in the Bible. You know what I mean? So if you got any questions, type it into the chat. I also posted the YouTube link, the StreamYard link in the YouTube chat. So just click on the link if you want to join the StreamYard. Sign-in sheet is posted in there as well. So if you're new in the school, you're looking to get your Hebrew name, just click on that link, fill out the information so that way you can get credit for today's class. As I mentioned, it is mandatory, and there is a record kept of those that do attend class, right? So in order to get credit, you have to just click on the link, fill out the information, make sure you participate as well too, all right? So you can get your Hebrew name. All right, who I got on here with me?
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bratha.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bratha. What's going on? Is that also the one Yahweh?
Come, sir.
Most High in Christ, man. What's going on, word?
No, I'm Tawad, sir. How about you?
I'm good, man. Tawad. How's Hebrew Academy been treating you?
I'm Tawad, man. Goddamn. Legs hurt, though.
Yeah. Right. God, most high in Christ, man. Big up. You know, it's not an easy task, man. So I definitely give you your props. Just stick through it. You know what I mean? It's only gonna get tougher, but just stick through it, man. That's all.
Come, sir.
All right. Have no sound on my end. You can hear me, no one, y'all.
I can
Okay.
put it up on YouTube if you want me to see.
Yeah, if you could, please. And if anybody in the chat, if y'all can hear me, if you're gonna put a 1 in the chat, in the YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from. Okay, Shabar put a 1 up. So I am being heard. Hatazan, yeah, just double check your system that you're using or your device or whatever to make sure everything is functioning properly. Okay, most high in Christ, man. The water, y'all. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm here. Scripture breakdown. Hopefully I can do half the job that Isupk Zaktamar does. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a brother in the scriptures. Hell, that's the brother that taught me. So yeah, how can I be of service to y'all, man? Let me know. What questions y'all got?
It's a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. I got two questions.
2 questions. All right, you got it. Work.
It's in Ezekiel 25. Wait, hold on. I think Ezekiel 25 and verse 12. I want to know who these 2 nations right here. Well, not nations. I know it's the people of Esau, but I want to know who they are today.
Okay, you said Ezekiel 25
and verse 12.
Verse 12. Let me get there real quick. All right, you got it, word whenever you can read.
Come on, God. This book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 12. thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greedily, Salaki, it's not verse 12, Salaki, I think it's verse 13, Salaki, but I'll read, and have greedily offended and revenged himself upon them, verse 13.
Right. So of course you know who that's talking about. You already know who Edom is, right?
Come.
Right. You know what I mean? According to the Bible, right? The so-called white race, which is a color, right? And race is a social construct, right? They descend from a man named Esau, right? Esau was the twin brother of Jacob. In Genesis 25:25, it describes his features, right? Out of all the people that existed at that time, right? In the time of what was it? Isaac and Rebecca, right? All the people that existed, the Bible made sure that it described the color of Esau. You know why? Because Esau looked different from everybody else that was on the face of the earth at that time. You know what I'm saying? And Esau being described as a man that was red all over as a hairy garment. Now, what other people has red skin, right? Now, if you look at the quote unquote white people today, right, those people, they don't have no pigmentation. You know what I mean? They blood show forth through their skin, right? When they get angry, they turn red, right? When they hot, they turn red. You know what I'm saying? This is how Esau was described in the Bible. You know what I mean? And that correlates to the so-called white man today. All right. So Esau grew into a nation known as the Edomites, right? That's the nation that descended from Esau, right? And these people exist and known today as the white race. So any European, Australian, all come from Esau, right? They're all Edomites, right? Read on.
Come, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will
Right.
make it desolate.
Nah, go ahead.
Come. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
Right. So those two are tribes that descend from Esau as well. Like they had different tribes also, right? T-Men, if I'm not mistaken, I know it was taught that the T-Men are a European country. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's German, right?
Come, it's the Germans.
The Germans, Khan. Okay, Khan. So the Germans they are who people call, the white Germans descend from T-Men. Now, as far as Dedan, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll probably have to double check on that. You know what I mean? Double check my notes, right? But these two groups that he mentioned descend from Edom, right? They descend from Edomites, from Esau, right? So they either some European country that exists today, all right? So you have your different type of Edomites, right? Even they don't even agree. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Jenna Hyman brought this out not too long ago, probably like 2 classes ago, right? 2 weeks ago or whatever, right? Saying how they wasn't unified as the white race until it came time to go against black people, right? They understood that they was individuals as well, right? The Irish didn't get along with the English. You have the white Americans that don't get along with the white Jewish, right? We know Jewish people descend from Amalek, right? So these are different tribes that come from Esau, that come from Edom. You know what I mean? So different European countries, all right, come from certain tribes of Esau, right? Jewish people come from a certain tribe of Esau. And it wasn't until, it was time to go against us, to war against us, is when they came up with the social concept of the white race to unify all of them. All right. They understood they had a common interest in destroying us. And they understood that the only way they could do that, they had to put their little differences aside and come together. All right. And this is what they did in making sure that they stayed on top of us and oppressing us. All right. So I know T-Man is German, but D-Dan, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll double check that for you, Ward. If anything, Officer Gazak will answer it for you. But when it comes down to it, simple answer, they are tribes that descend from the Edomites, different Edomite tribes.
Go.
All right.
And also I had another one, Amos 9:9.
Amos 9:9.
This is a general. Amos 9-10. This is general breakdown.
All right. Let's go ahead and get to it.
I can start at verse 8 though.
All right, you got to worry.
Go. Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will swift the house of Israel among all nations.
Right. You could read that verse again, verse 9 again. Read it slowly. Right. Make sure you get every word in there. Go ahead, Warrior.
Amos 9:9. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations.
Right. What does that mean? What does it mean to sift? What is that?
So to put us with all nations will be scattered in betwixt all nations.
Okay. If I'm sifting corn, what am I doing? You ever heard of that?
Separating it?
Right? Let's say I'm trying to sift through good seeds and bad seeds, right? And what they do is they have a huge net, right? A huge net where they'll place a whole bunch of debris in there, right? In order to sift through the good seeds in the bunch. You get what I'm saying? The bad seed, the bad seeds will fall through. Either they're broken or they're not, well developed in order to stay on top of the net, and the good ones will just stay right there. You know what I'm saying? And all the dirt will pass through. It's the same thing like with if somebody's like, looking for gold, right? They looking for gold. They got that big net. You ever seen that before? They got that little net. They put all the mud and the dirt in there, and they shake it so all the dirt falls out until they try to see if they found a gold nugget. You get what I'm saying?
Go.
Right? So that's basically what the Lord is saying he's going to do with us, right? Amongst all nations, right? Because our people are scattered. You get what I'm saying? Our people are scattered, and he's going to sift us out of these nations. You know what I'm saying? He's going to sift out the good ones, the ones that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the ones that's serving the Most High, you know what I mean? The one that changed their life, right? And not following after the sinful kingdom, not following after the ways of America, right? The scriptures say, come out of her, my people, right? For her sins has reached unto heaven. The Lord sees what these nations are doing. Why do you think this world is in so much conflict right now? Who you think is the reason behind this conflict? The Lord is the one that's orchestrating all of this, right? Because in the result of all this is the destruction of all these sinful kingdoms, the ones that oppress his chosen people, the one that tells you to go against God, that convinces you to go against God. Well, the Lord has not forgotten about his people. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the lost tribes of Israel.
Right.
Right? And the Lord is going to sift us out. He's going to shake us out of this and sift us from wherever we're scattered from, you know what I mean? So the good ones can remain and rule this earth. Right? Read on.
So, like it, if I may.
Go ahead.
So he not saying that he's gonna sift out the whole Israel, just the ones that's keeping the laws.
Right. Just the house of Israel, right? So he's gonna sift out the ones that's of course keeping the law. You know what I mean? He gonna get us out of these other nations, and the ones that's serving him are the ones that's gonna get rulership. You know what I'm saying?
Gone.
Right. Read on.
Gone. Like his corn is sifted in a sieve.
Right, like I just described. Like the sieve is that net. Right, you trying to get some good corn, some good seed. You trying to get a gold nugget, whatever it is. Right, you'll use that to, like Officer Isupk said, to separate. You separating the debris from the object that you're actually searching for. Right, read on.
Gone. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Right, read on.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
All the what?
Sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
All right, so the ones that's being sifted out of these nations that's not doing what the Lord tell them to do, what they're gonna happen to them?
Die by the sword.
Right. Right, they're gonna die. Right, you know what I'm saying? That's the judgment of the Lord. That's what the Lord is calling out to happen to those that break his commandments, that don't obey him. Right, because that's what sin is. Right, sin is the transgression of the law of the Most High. And we got so many religious institutions out there that's promoting our people to sin, to transgress the laws of God, to break the commandments, right? And which is causing us to die at the rate that we're dying at. Like, look at any stat in America, from heart disease, from bodily ailments, from poverty, from violence. We are the number one in each and every one of those categories, right? And the thing is, it's not that these other nations don't commit crime. It's not as if these other nations don't eat abominable things. You know what I'm saying? Every other nation is doing things that the Lord told them not to do, but they're not being and they're not being destroyed at the rate that we are being destroyed at. You know why? Because we are God's chosen people. We are his children. You know what I'm saying? And our Father gave us a specific set of rules for us to follow. And when we break those rules, we get punished for it. So you're going to see these things happen in America. You're going to see these things happen all across the earth. You know what I'm saying? Because that is the Lord judgment. All right, go ahead. Any more on that?
A little bit more on that verse.
All right, you got it, boy.
Gone, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Which say what?
The evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Right. You know, America, one thing about America, it will teach you how to puff yourself up so much to think that nothing bad can happen to you. Right? That everything is supposed to be sunshines and rainbow and a good day for you. You know what I mean? When the Lord has a specific set of rules for us, and he has judgments behind that as well, too. And it's wise to fear the Most High. To realize everything you do on this earth, you will be judged for it. Don't think that the Lord is going to be slack on his judgment. Don't think the Lord is going to be slack on the vengeance that he's going to repay Esau with, that he's going to repay America with. He's not slack at all. He understands what's going on. All right. But what we need to do is we need to get on his program. We got to separate ourselves from this place and not puff ourselves up, not thinking that we know better than God, that we're greater than God, that we can overcome this if we unify or join our oppressor. That's not going to work for us, man. The only thing that will work for us if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. If we come back to our culture, come back to our identity, and start serving God in sincerity. That's the only thing that's going to work for us. Coming together as a nation is the only thing that will work. We done tried everything on this earth, everything. And none of it has profited us. All right, so it's about time that we try something new. All right. So any more on that?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Back at verse 9, right? At the end of verse 9,
Mm-hmm.
where it says, like as corn is sifted in the seed, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
What does that part mean when it say, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth?
Right. Of his people, of his chosen people. You get what I mean? Like, we are his people that the Lord placed above everybody else. Right. And through Christ, we're given an opportunity to rule on this earth. We're given an opportunity to actually change our life. Right. And those that's at the bottom, those that suffer right now, whether it's in the border, whether it's in the ghettos and the barrios, they are the ones that's going to be risen up from whatever hell that they're in, from being looked at as the least on this earth, from being looked at as the bottom of the population, that's looking at the bottom of the human race. They are the ones that's going to be risen up to rule this earth, man. You know what I mean? The ones that people least expect to rule this earth. The ones that everybody counted out. You know what I mean? And those that actually serve the Most High, the ones that actually teach and keep the commandments, they shall be greater in the kingdom of the Most High. But those that break them and teach those to not follow them, you know what I mean? They're going to be least in the kingdom. You know what I mean? And the first is going to be the last. All right. So that's basically what it's trying to say. Like those that's least, the bottom. You know what I mean? All those that serving him, the Lord, wherever you at, all those that come and change their life and come into the Isupk. Listen, we're worldwide now. You know what I mean? We got brothers all over. And not one of them is going to be left behind. None of them. You know what I mean? The ones that's on the bottom that's sincerely doing what they supposed to be doing, they going to get a chance at rulership. And look at it. Who's to say it can't happen? Right? Everybody expect black people to stay in this condition, getting high, you know what I mean, losing their life here over some nonsense on some land that was stolen from us, in the country that don't even belong to us, speaking a language that's not even of our ancestors, practicing a custom that's not even ours, celebrating days that we don't even identify with, right? And people just think that this is how life is supposed to be and is going to continue on this way. But lo and behold, right, there's going to be a chance for people to actually find something brand new, right? There's going to be a chance for those that think that black people are subject to be slaves is going to get an opportunity to actually make a difference and an impact on this earth. And watch, people are going to be amazed by it. Everybody from the four corners of the earth is going to be surprised to see a nigga, you know, from the slums of Brazil telling them what to do. You get what I'm saying? From the favelas telling them what to do. From the slums of Cuba telling them what to do. All right, this is what's going to happen on this earth, right? So I hope I answered your question.
If I like it, sir.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
It's a like if I could.
You got it, boy. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, boy.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, out of one. If I could, sir, what you're saying is so heavy because it remind me of the video. It's a Palestinian woman, and she basically over there, and she was basically saying, you know, how black people in America didn't know who they were, and she was like, you know, telling black people, you know, hey, you are God's chosen people. And she was like basically saying, we need you back in your homeland so peace can come back into the earth. So even some of the heathens know that the world is better under the control of the niggas. So like it.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? Damn right. Damn right. Like even they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all the greatness that we have accomplished, even being in captivity. Like, we the one that built up America, the greatest and the most powerful country that exists in modern times, right, was built by slaves. Every invention that you can think of that make this society sophisticated was built by niggas and his spine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We make this country run. How is it with all these great things that we're able to accomplish in our captivity that you would think that we won't rule this earth one day? Like that, come on now. All you have to do is just turn on the TV. You can see that's a nigga that's destined to rule from all the abilities that we're able to do. You get what I'm saying? And your oppressor, guess what? He's just a man. And I brought this out not too long ago. He's a man just like you. All right, he's a man just like you. He started out what 13 colonies. He had to fight against the British. Right? He was willing to do whatever it takes in order to get his independence. Right? And he started out as a small section of this country, of this landmass. And look what he has now. You know what I'm saying? He enslaved, murdered, robbed just to build up this empire. All right. Well, if we serve the Most High God, you know what I mean, our opportunity for us, it will be present and it will be far more greater than what he can accomplish. All we got to do is serve the Most High. With all our abilities, all our intellect, all our skills, you know what I mean, all our wittiness, if we add the Most High to it, man, listen, we'll be having flying cars, all of that, rulership, gold, abundance, houses, cribs, wives, whatever you can think of, man. You know what I mean? Because all of this belongs to us, man. But we got to make sure we do our part. That's all. Right? You think what we have now is great in this captivity. You can imagine when we start ruling. You know what I mean? I'm going to have diamonds everywhere. Tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be shining.
Like,
Yeah, because that's our culture. Go ahead.
on the scriptures say our streets gonna be made of gold.
You feel me? That's how much gold we gonna have. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be so much gold pouring in. It's gonna be like streets made of gold. Like, you know what I mean? Because this earth belongs to us, man. And we ain't gotta do what our oppressor did in order to gain it. Right? The Lord is not asking you to, go out and be corrupt like he was. To be a sinner and a filthy, disgusting beast like he was in order to obtain the earth. All he's saying is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Stop eating pork. Right? Can you do that for rulership? Right? Can you stop eating pork? Can you stop celebrating these holidays? Can you keep the Sabbath holy? Right? Can you follow orders? That's one thing too. Ooh,
Right.
Can you follow orders in order to get rulership? Right? It can happen. It's just how much do you want it to happen?
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
Now, if I could, so just real quick, what you're saying is so heavy because my mind, lately, my mind been going back to, it's a scripture that Christians say all the time, but they don't really understand it. Like when you think about the kingdom of heaven, the scriptures say, eyes haven't seen, nor have ears heard the thoughts that the Lord have for us and the plans he have for us. So we think about just the streets made of gold. We got, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got ideas. Captain Shock said he want a leaning building. You feel what I said?
He said he want a what?
He want a leaning building.
A leaning building. Ooh. That's a sight to see.
And I think about stuff like that. And then I think about that scripture. And it's like, he want a leaning building. I know what I want. But the Lord got even greater than what we can ever imagine. All we got to do is want it as bad as he wanted for us. So like it.
Damn right, man. That's all it is. It comes down to how dedicated are you. All right. So I don't know if I answer your question to one of y'all, but
Come. You got a question in the chat too.
Okay. Let me grab your Shia, then I'll go to the chat. You got it, also your Shia.
Count, sir. Just two things that I wanted to quickly ask. Would Matthew's 25 and 40 be like a precept for Amos 9 and 9?
Let me get there. You said Matthew's
25 and 40. Would that be a precept for it, Con?
Let me get there real quick. 25 and 40. You can go ahead and read it.
Con, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 40.
Do everybody got it? Let me give y'all some
Turn
time.
on concert.
All right. Hey, Trooper Mashai, what's going on? Yeah.
Not
We
much, sir.
deep. Good to
I'm
have you
too
in
hot,
here.
sir. Thank you.
Most High Christ,
Turn
man.
on concert.
All right. So if everybody got it, you can go ahead and read.
Khan. And the king shall say, Salaki, and the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 41. Then shall he say, Salaki, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Yeah,
Verse
that this
42.
God, if
Tell
I
him.
could just pause you there real quick. Yeah, this is a good, it's starting out good already. You know what I mean? That's basically what we just read in Amos, right? The Lord is gonna sift us out from all the nations, from where we scattered it, scattered abroad at, right? He's not saying he's gonna gather all nations together, but he's only gonna gather his people that's under these nations, right? And the Lord, he's gonna sift us out from them, right? And those that serving him and doing what the Lord says to do, right? They are the ones that's gonna gain the reward at the end. But the ones that's breaking the commandments, you know what I'm saying? That's who the Lord said in Amos 9 that he gonna kill with the sword, right? He gonna destroy them. He gonna put them to death. They're gonna die in this warfare, right? World 3 is coming to the planet Earth. I hope y'all prepared. It's
Right.
happening right before your eyes, little by little. It's coming.
I know we
Signs are
preparing
there.
for it.
My bad. Somebody says something, my bad.
Like I know we preparing for it.
Damn right.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
I was just about to say that thing went over to Lebanon very quick.
Mm.
Like there's like hundreds and hundreds of missile strikes in Lebanon. Like it is crazy how quick
Wow.
it is spreading.
Wow. You hear that? Yeah, this is getting bad. And more countries gonna get involved day by day. All right, so go ahead.
Khan, verse 42. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me Salaki, and ye gave me no meat. I was Salaki, I was thirsty, and he gave me no drink. Verse
Mm-hmm.
43. I was a stranger, and he took me not in. Salaki, I almost lost. Took me not in, naked, and he clothed me not, and in prison, ye, and in prison, and he visited me not.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah, that's a good precept. You know what I mean? This judgment, and the crazy thing, I do want to mention this, not to be too long with it, right? The crazy thing is, this judgment is put in place to destroy Esau. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not it's not as if the Lord is looking, you know what I mean? Like, now there is some wicked people, there's some of our people that love the oppressor, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord is setting this judgment out for him. And the problem is we cleave so strongly to our oppressor that whatever happens to him, you know what I mean, we are the ones that's gonna get caught up in the crossfire if we don't want to let go. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like all we
Right.
have to do is separate. Right? He's not looking to destroy Israel. Like the scriptures say, I have no pleasure in the death of him that died. He's not looking to kill you. He wants you to live everlasting life. And the only way you do it is by being obedient. You know what I mean? But once you start to disobey, right, that's when we start to fall into what we're going through today, these conditions that we're in today. You know what I mean? But he set out for us to have this rulership. but we got to stop loving these other nations. We got to stop holding on to the American dream. We got to stop holding on to the idea that one day our oppressor will love us and we can join hand in hand with him. Because there is a great destruction that's coming for him for all the evil that he did unto you.
Right.
And if you don't want to let go, you will be caught up in the crossfire. That's all it is. You know what I mean? All right, so yeah, that's a good precept. I do got a question in the chat I want to grab real quick. George Peterson said, "Is celebrating your birthday a sin?" We got a couple officers on here. What do y'all say? Is celebrating your birthday a sin? Go ahead.
Salakia.
You got it.
Gone, sir. It's a sin.
How do you know?
I'm about to pull the precept. I'm just looking for it quick, but if I could just quickly say it, um, it's mainly for. This is how I worked it out. It's mainly two scriptures, but it's basically is the one that where we shall not do the doings after the doings of Egypt and the Canaanites, and I'm just gonna go quickly to the one where where Pharaoh celebrated his birthday, and it was like a custom, of basically a custom of Egypt because Pharaoh celebrated it. And yeah, what I usually do is put those two scriptures together. So if I'm quickly just looking for it, I don't.
Okay. God, nah, no sweat, no sweat. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. Anybody else have anything to add? Go ahead.
Well, I just search on the origin of birthdays, and it basically run down how it's not the birth. It basically run down how it started in Egypt and how they don't look at it as a birth of a human, but as a birth of a god. As you celebrate your birthday, it makes you a god. Then I just go to Leviticus 23 and just run down the verses 1 and 3 where it says these the things we supposed to be celebrating. You don't see birthday, Christmas, nothing in that chapter.
God, that's a good way to put it, right? That's a good way to put it for sure, right? It's very important to understand the origin, right, and where it came from, right? This is one perfect scripture that makes it so simple, right? And you basically said it, Nawan Yala, right? Because on that day, you are what? You make yourself out to be a what?
A god. So
Right. And what did the Lord say about that?
you shall make no gods before him.
Right. You should have no other gods. You know what I'm saying? Make no other gods before me. Right? That's all it is. It's simple. Right? Somebody can grab me that real quick, Baba Kasha. Go ahead.
Salakia, I don't want.
You got it.
What's crazy is I'm with like I remember right when like oh shit.
You still there? You still there, you try? All right, until he gets back, somebody can grab that real quick in the Old Testament, in the law, right? We can grab that real quick.
Sir.
I heard a few voices. I can't really make out who exactly they were, but whoever said it first, you can go ahead and read.
Colonel Concert, Trooper Halak.
Hey, Trooper Allah, what's going on, boy? Hey, man, I also want to shout you out, man. Y'all see this artwork right here? This fine woodwork, man. This right here was only done by Trooper Halak Kadash, man. The brother out in Jacksonville. He got a hell of a skill that he can work with wood, carve them out, paint them himself. He can do all of that, whatever you can think of with wood. You know what I'm saying? This brother is very skillful with it, man. So the water for
That's
you know
right.
what I mean, making this for me, man. Y'all brothers better get up on it. You know what I'm saying? That is a talented brother, man. But go ahead, Warrior.
Colonel Khan, Most High Christ, sir, the water.
All
I have a precept for you, sir.
right, you got it. You go ahead, War.
Con. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
You should have no what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. This is a commandment that came from the Most High God, the one that we all claim to serve, that we all claim to love. Well, here's a opportunity to prove that you love God. Right? The scriptures say if you love God, then you'll do what? You'll do what?
Commandments.
You'll keep his commandments.
So like keeping the commandments.
Right, keep his commandments. You know what I mean? And he started out by letting you know that you should have no other gods before him. Well, guess what? Because of the origin of birthdays and the whole celebration behind it, it is a day to make you a god on this earth. When nowhere in this Bible you will ever find anybody of our people, right, with these scriptures that's of the bloodline celebrating a birthday. Never. You'll never find it recorded where Jesus Christ went out every year and turned up for his birthday. You get what I'm saying? Like he was so cold with it. He was like, listen, man. You know what I mean? Like, don't even tell people I do. He don't even want the notoriety of, the miracles that he did. Every time he healed somebody, he'd be like, don't even tell nobody. You know what I mean? Just keep it on the low. You know what I mean? But here we are. Go ahead.
I would like to ask, if I could, can I go back and read verse 2? Because I just read it and I see that's very important.
Oh, okay. Con. Go ahead. Go ahead, read verse 2.
Con. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right.
Verse 3.
This is
Thou
talking about
no
blacks,
other
Hispanics,
God.
and Con, go ahead.
You got it.
No, that's probably a delay. It's all good. You got it, work.
Con. Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? This is the Lord thy God that brought us out of Egypt, the house of bondage. Right? And it's also mentioned in the scriptures that if we don't keep his commandments, like making ourselves a God on a day that we're born, right? If we do start doing stuff like that, that he will bring us back to Egypt again. That should tell you something. You get what I'm saying? Look around. What good comes out of celebrating your birthday? That the only thing that does, it breeds you how to be selfish. That's all it does. Like we teach our kids these things from a young age, and we expect them to be well-rounded people when they get older. Right? You don't understand that the little things that you teach them, like celebrating Christmas and celebrating your birthdays, you're breeding them to be selfish people when they get older, to be inconsiderate, to only think about themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like Christmas is all about the gifts that you can get. Your birthday is all about the gifts that you get. You know why? Because that's the day where you can be a God on this earth. As if you're the only person that was born on that day. You know what I mean? There is thousands, millions of people that's born on the same day as you. Same exact day. What makes you so special? You know what? Well, you know where that concept comes from? It comes from your oppressors. It comes from these other nations. It's all idol worship. Right? The Lord told us not to follow any idols. And you making yourself exactly that on your birthday. Right? You're making yourself a God. Right? When you look up the origin, it tells you how it started. The whole concept of it. You know what I mean? And the Lord said you should have no other gods before me, right? Any more on that? Trooper Lakadash.
Salakia, sir.
Con.
One second, Trooper Lock. Somebody said Salaki.
Khan, sir. This is Trooper Armand.
Hey, what's going on, boy?
I'm Tawab, sir. I'm Tawab. I had a quick question. I thought I read somewhere where it was saying that the celebration of birthdays is part of like a satanic religion or something like that. I'm not sure where I seen that, but they were saying that the religion of the satanic people, they're supposed to hold that as their highest celebrating day
Water
or
that
something
you
like
mentioned
that.
you refreshed my memory by mentioning that. I think it was in the Satanic Bible or something like that, right?
That's
that
what
they
it
have.
is. That's what
Salagi?
it is.
You said what?
That's what it is. So I got it.
Oh,
right
that's
here.
what it is.
I got it right here, sir.
Okay, Kyle, you got it. Word.
Want me to read it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come with Khan. It's the Satanic Bible, page 67. It says,
Hey, how you got
title.
the Satanic Bible the one, y'all?
Oh, dick.
Niggas gonna think we on some other shit. Listen, we bring it out this for context purposes. You know what I mean? But go ahead. So I'm messing around.
God, the title of the page is called Religious Holidays. It says the highest of all holidays in the satanic religion is the day of one's own birth. This is in direct contradiction to the holy of holy days of other religions, which identifies particular gods who has been created of their own image, thereby showing that their ego is not really buried.
Look at that. You know what I mean? It's written in their manuscript as the most greatest day to celebrate is one's own birthday. All right? In their own manuscript, they let you know this is how you get closer to Satan. This is how you fall off from serving the Most High and start serving yourself. All you need is a day. That's all you need. It starts from there. Well, guess what? That day ain't going to be enough for you. You're going to need 2 days after that. After 2 days, you're going to need a whole week. You know, there's people out there that celebrate their whole birthday or a month. Listen,
I know people like that.
you go ahead.
Yes. So like I said, can I be on fun? Because I know people like that. They take a whole week to celebrate their birthday.
A whole week. Like, dang. Everybody's supposed to stop and acknowledge you for this whole week. You know what I mean? People take it as far for a whole month. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's because we want to serve ourselves. We want to serve Satan. You know what I'm saying? We want to serve our oppressors. We want to be like them. We want to be looked at as a god. We want to be an idol on this earth. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord told us that you shall have no other gods before him, you are not a god. You know what I mean? This is not a day that's made for you. The Lord has his holidays already set, like Nawanya Allah mentioned earlier, right? It's written in Leviticus 23 on what days we should celebrate. And if you read throughout that whole chapter, nowhere you will find where it mentions to make your make your birthday a holiday. Nowhere. Nowhere you'll find that, to celebrate your birthday. Now, is it evil to one day wake up and be like, hey, today is the day I was born? Or at least to have knowledge on your day of birth? No, it's not evil. You know what I'm saying? But the whole practice of celebrating it, that's where the evil begins. Yeah, I mean, that's when the drinks get poured. You know what I'm saying? The whores come around. The violence, the aggression comes around. Nobody gave you nothing. Now you want to fight everybody that's around you. You know what I'm saying? That's where sin begins. You know what I'm saying? When you start to want to celebrate yourself on that day.
Hey, so like if I could, sir.
You got it.
Come, just real quick, sir. What you're saying is so heavy, because a lot of us don't even know that celebrating birthdays was something that we was forced to do under the captivity of
All the
the
Maccabees.
Egyptians, as well as the captivity under the Grecians as well. Like the whole
Khan.
week celebrating for a week that came from Alexander the Greek. Pharaoh actually forced us to celebrate his birthday. And then Moses turned around and said not to do as the Egyptians do. So like you, sir.
Nah, damn right. Damn right. You're exactly right. And that's the next scripture I'm gonna grab as well too. Because guess what? There was a birthday that was celebrated in the Bible. Right?
Khan.
And we gonna get that in the New Testament with John the Baptist. After this, if you could finish Halak Kadash where you was reading that real quick.
Column 1, sir. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow thyself down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Right. He's a jealous God.
Visiting.
If I could pause you real quick. That sounds like God is insecure, ain't it? That's what people in the world would make you out to believe. Like a man can't have standards. You know what I mean? Or he can't have boundaries. The Lord has boundaries. He gets angry when you cross those boundaries. He don't want to see you out there trying to compete with him as his creature. You get what I'm saying? You trying to make yourself greater than him. Who are you? You didn't create none of this stuff on this earth.
Right.
He don't need you to add extra days to celebrate. He don't need all of that. You know what I mean? Your birthday is not a day for you to be worshipped. That's not a day for you to be worshipped. You know what I'm saying? No days on earth is a day for you to be worshipped. You know what I mean? The Lord has his high holy days already set for us, right? Read on.
Column 1. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
The Lord don't let nothing slide. That's basically what he's saying. Like, listen, I don't let nothing slide. Listen, I'll get my payback, whether through the third generation, fourth generation, fifth, sixth, whatever down the bloodline. Guess what? You gonna have to pay for it, and that's what happened to us. You know what I mean? Our forefathers sinned in the past, and here we are today, back in Egypt again. You know what I mean? Looking for a little fun. And I understand. You know, I'm not oblivious. I was in the world once. You know what I'm saying? I understand. We want to have fun. We oppressed all day. We work day and day, night and night. It feels like we don't do nothing but work to pay our bills. And sometimes we want to have a little bit of fun. I understand that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have fun, having your friends over for a drink, listen to music, party a bit. Listen, we are the most social people on this earth. That's why we dress the best. That's why we have so much slang and so much charisma, so much flavor. You know what I mean? Because this is who we are as a people, right? But the Lord is saying that we should not make our birthdays a requirement to celebrate you. You know what I mean? Because this is a concept that comes from other nations. And the Lord is telling you, once you start to do that, you are sinning against him by what we're reading about right now. Right? Read on. Any more in that Trooper Halak? Or was that it?
Just verse 6. It says, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
There you go. That's what love is. You know what I mean? Keeping the Lord's commandment. Let me get the John the Baptist one real quick when he got beheaded. I want you to grab this for me. I want you to follow along with us, George Peterson. All right, this is written in the New Testament now. All right, some may say, well, that's the Old Testament that you're reading from. All right. Well, let's go into the New Testament and let's find out what goes down on these birthdays. Anybody got that? when John the Baptist was getting beheaded.
Lucky, man.
You got it.
You said you want to win on King Herod's birthday? That's what you want?
Right. Kyle.
This is Matthew 14 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
We'll give some time for everybody to get there. So we in Matthew 14 verse 6. All right, so everybody go ahead and flip to that page. Give y'all some time before the brother reads it. All right. Everybody there?
Come.
All right, you got it also know one, y'all.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept.
When Herod's what?
Birthday was kept.
Who is Herod? Who is that?
Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Is he not the Edomite king? He was like an Edomite ruler over Israel, but his mother was an Israelite.
He was an Edomite. Yeah, I'm saying, and he had province over Israel, or what at that time was called Judea. Right, but he was a Roman. That lets you know that this custom did not come from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It did not come from the Israelites. This is a Roman practicing what Romans do. Right? And Romans are filled with pagan holidays,
right?
Pagan gods, and all type of idols. No different from the other civilizations that existed before them. Egypt was doing the same thing, and the Lord commanded us not to follow. Or if you fast forward to what we're reading about right now, the Romans was following right after. And we just read as well, too, in the Satanic Bible, that is the most biggest holiday to celebrate is your birthday. Well, here is a Roman celebrating his birthday. And guess what he was doing there? Go ahead, read on.
The daughter of Herodes danced before them and pleased Herod.
What was he doing? What was going on in there?
The daughter of Herodes danced before them and pleased Herod.
Can somebody paint the picture for me? Who says Salakia? Go ahead.
She trying to seduce her father. She trying to give her father some tail for his birthday.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Come.
You know what I mean? Like when you read that, like what do you think is going on in there? What does that sound like in today's time?
Yes, sir.
Salakia, I don't want.
Go ahead.
I mean that sounds like in that script and bands some make a dance.
There you go. You know what I mean? There you go. On his birthday, he didn't want to see nothing more but just his own relative to give him a show. You know what I mean? Twerk on him, whatever he wanted for his birthday. Because it's his birthday, right? It's his birthday. He can do whatever he want to do. Cry if you want to, be happy, smile if you want, like the song say, right? It's his birthday. If he wants somebody to dance up on him naked, then he can do that as well. You know what I mean? Well, that's why the Lord told you not to celebrate birthdays, not to make other gods before him. Because when you start thinking that you're a God, you think you can do whatever you want to do. When you can't. There's limits to everything. Right? Ask Diddy.
Right.
You better learn from him. You know what I mean? That is a brother, but listen, I don't know what he got going on. And that should be a lesson to you that there is limits to all type of lifestyles out there. Whatever you think you can get away with, guess what? The Lord has your day numbered. You are not a God on this earth. You can't do what you want to do. You know what I mean? And that's including celebrating your birthday. Right? Any more on that?
God.
Go ahead.
God. Verse 7. Whereupon he promised with an oath, give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, "Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger."
Look at, you know what I mean? That's what, you know, that's what he liked. I don't know. That should let you know. You know what I'm saying? Don't celebrate your birthday. All right. I hope that answered your question, Peterson, George Peterson. All right. Celebrating your
Slovakia.
birthday is a sin. Go ahead.
So Slovakia, if I could, bro, I don't want. Could I read the precept that Officer Lacom said about in the Maccabees? We were basically forced to celebrate birthdays.
Okay, Khan, go ahead. Go ahead and read that.
Colonel Khan, this is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 7. And in the day of the king's birthday, it's like a king's birthday every month, they were brought by bitter constraints to eat of sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy. Verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifices. Verse 9. And whosoever would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Oh, shit. Salakia.
Y'all can hear me?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, my bad. My drone was acting up. But yeah,
Come.
Khan, did you read the whole thing already?
Verse 9. And whosoever would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be what?
Should be put to death.
Good night. Like they forced us to follow these customs that don't belong to us. It was never part of our culture to celebrate birthdays, but it's always was a part of theirs. Because you know why? Because they're not God's chosen people. They live a sinner's lifestyle. They live contrary to God's laws. So they make themselves gods. They make themselves idols. And doing so, they force us to follow it. Because they understand one thing as well, too. They know once we start breaking the commandments of the Most High, that they can conquer us. Mm-hmm. They can rule over us. Right? These other nations, they understand that. So they make sure that you live a lifestyle that's against the Lord. In today's time, they ain't got to force us to do it. All they got to do is persuade you. All they got to do is convince you. Make it look fun. Make it look popping. You see everybody on the internet popping bottles in the club on their birthday, turning. It looks fun. And you want to be a part of that. You get a little bit of FOMO. You know what I mean? And then you fall into sinning against the Most High. And your oppressor knows that's how he can rule over you. That's the only way he can rule over you. All right. Read on. Any more on that?
That was it, other one.
God,
that was it.
Most High Christ. Yeah, that's a perfect precept. Also, Magazar said, also, if I made the other sins that comes with birthdays is eat unlawful animals, smoking, getting drunk fast. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that they concerned with on their birthday. Just filling themselves up with as much pleasure as possible. No matter how detrimental it is, putting yourself in danger, driving drunk, being, loose and not focused, not being aware of your surroundings and all of that. making yourself vulnerable and throwing up and all. Like, who wants to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what America has pushed us to be. I mean, the people that don't serve God, and a result of it, we're being put in the bottom of society. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating birthdays is a sin. All right. Anything else? Somebody said Salakia.
Salakia, sir, if I could.
You got it, Ward.
Kind of what Khan, sir. What you like? What's all being brought out is so heavy. Why it's so important. You know what I'm saying? Not to follow the ways of the heathens. Like we, especially what the brother just read under the captivity of the Grecians. We have brothers and sisters that was literally put to death for obeying the Lord. And what our people don't understand is these brothers and sisters, they're going to be a testament against us. If we decide that we want to do our own vain sin and follow after our own lust, they're going to be a testimony against us to where you understand, like we're left without excuse. Like we got it's a mother with 7 sons that was put to death for not eating pork. Brothers, you know what I'm saying, sisters was put to death for not celebrating the birthday of the king of the Grecians. You understand? Like this is stuff that's we was unalive for not doing. So it would, like you said, so it was so heavy. And Nawan brought it out in the satanic in the satanic Bible. Like that's one of the biggest Satan holidays, because what that do, that puts us on a pedestal next to the Most High. And the Lord says, see now that I am he, and there is no God with me, not even yourself. Like we can't put ourselves up there. So like it.
Nah, facts. Good to have you also, Pop. You know what I mean? That was powerful. Straight up, man. Like, how bad do you want to celebrate your birthday? How bad do you want it? Like, you know what I mean? Is it really that bad? Like, are you willing to risk ruling the planet Earth just for one day of fun? And that's what demons will do. Like, demons will play on you wanting to have a little bit of pleasure and not being concerned with the long-term effects of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make it seem like that little ounce of pleasure is so important that everything else doesn't matter. I mean, well, guess what? Our life is at stake right now, right? Our nation depends upon it for us not to go out there and think we can do whatever we want to do.
Right.
Birthday is not that important. Guess what? I have plenty of days on earth where I have fun. You know what I mean? Where I can sip up, hang out, link up with the Akim, you know what I'm saying? Eat some good food. Some good sisters be cooking, the Aquathian be cooking. We listen, high holy days be turned up, man.
Right.
I ain't missing out on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my days on earth has been so far to Wab, and I thank the Most High for it. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You're not going to miss out on nothing. It's all right. It's just a birthday. It's okay. You'll be all right. So you want somebody to blow your candle out for you? You want somebody to pat you on the back? Like, you a grown-ass man or woman. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Your birthdays is not that important. You know what I'm saying? You can live without it. Trust me. You know what I mean? It can happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right, y'all. You know what I mean? The Lord has something far greater for us, you know what I mean, if we serve him. All right.
Salakia, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
I just got a quick precept for you, Matthew 6:24.
You got it.
Kind of what it says, no man can serve two masters, for either you will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
Damn. God. You know what I mean? You cannot have two masters. God is not in competition with you.
Right.
Right? He's trying to come. You think he's trying to compete for your attention? You know what I'm saying? For you to acknowledge him. Here it is your birthday. You want everybody to acknowledge you. You think the Lord is going to just, nah, man, come on, man. Nah, nigga, you don't get, listen. He knows what he's capable of. And he knows that what he said to do and what not to do. And he told us not to celebrate birthdays. and he ain't gonna tolerate it. That's all it is. It's just that simple. He ain't gonna tolerate it, man. You know what I mean? And every idol scripture goes perfect with it. You know what I mean? Y'all can pick up any idol scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and that goes perfect with it. So I hope that answered your question. You know what I mean? For time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. All right. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Come, sir.
Who's that? Hapop first? I'm gonna get Hapop first. All right, you got it.
I had wanted to get a breakdown on First Samuel 25, verse 44, and Second Samuel 3:14
First Samuel 25 and 24.
and 44.
Oh, 25 and 44.
Come.
All right. Samuel 25 and 44. All right. You said 25 and 44?
Come on, sir.
All right, you got it, word.
Okay, come. This is the book of First Samuel, chapter 25, verse 44. But Saul had given Michal his daughter, David's wife, to Phalti, the son of Laish, which was of Gallum.
Okay. I probably will need some context. What was your question on this?
The question is about adultery, sir.
About who? You said who?
King David.
So what was your like specific question?
Uh, in Second Samuel 3:14, he demanded to have Michael back, and I didn't see anything about like a death or anything like that. So I'm trying to see, was that like um did King David break the law basically?
Oh, okay. I would definitely would need some context in order to break this down to get like the full story of why he even gave. You know what I'm saying? Michael, right? I'll say
Come.
it that way instead of Michael.
McCall. Yeah, come.
Yeah, I don't want to say I had a little, you know what I'm saying? Nah, yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I had a little
Salakia.
feminine twist to it.
Salakia.
Somebody said Salakia.
Come, sir. It's Officer Israel. Salakia, sir. If I could maybe ask a question about it. Was this when David had returned from after King Saul died?
Okay.
Come,
So
sir.
this is what, after he died?
Come, sir. He he had left. I'm like he was on the run from Saul, and I believe Saul gave his wife away because you remember he gave him his daughter just so he could, you know what I'm saying, basically have one up on him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Yeah.
so when David went on the run, he gave his daughter away, and then when he came back and took over, like he demanded to have McCall back.
Right. Okay. Calm. Yeah, that I do recall that. If it was ever where David did sin in taking her to be his wife after Saul died, it would definitely have been recorded. Because every shortcoming that David did while he was king was recorded in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about the Bible. It does not romanticize nobody, regardless of what position you're in. You know what I'm saying? And the one significant account where David did commit a sin is where he took a brother named what's the brother name?
So Uriah, sir?
Not was it Uriah? What was his name?
Or Bathsheba?
Yeah, Bathsheba and Uriah. Khan. Yeah, Khan. The water. I appreciate that. Right. So what he did is put him in front of the army infantry in the line to go out to war. And he did that purposely so he can have him killed, so David can take his wife. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord was not pleased with that at all. You know what I'm saying? So if something like that was recorded, most definitely, if David sinned and taken another brother's wife, like Makar, that would also been recorded as well too. I know with their feud with Saul and David, like you said, he was doing a lot of tit for tat. They were going back and you know what I mean. Well, David was not going back and forth, but Saul was definitely trying to get one up on David. You know what I'm saying? And he probably, made sure to try to, give her away so David can never see her, whatever the case may be. But I know for sure David did not sin by taking this woman to be his rib. Now, as I mentioned, I definitely have to get some context so I can actually break it down word by word for you. You know what I'm saying? And read up on it. And I'll definitely get back to you on that. But I can guarantee you that it was not a sin on him taking that sister to be his wife. Khan. Somebody said Salakia.
Khan, sir. If I remember correctly, I think I remember General Muhammad breaking this down, and it was more so on the side of the fact that his rib, King David's rib, did not sleep with the other brother. So King David had every right to go and get his rib back because she hadn't given herself to the man that Saul put her with.
Khan. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there you have it. You know what I mean? Like, if she actually did give herself to him, then it would have been a sin. You know what I mean? If she, laid down with the brother, got married to the brother, then it would definitely be a sin. But it seems as if that Saul was just trying to do a petty move. Like he trying to give her up so she can possibly sleep with this man, so he can lose out on his possession, on his rib. You get what I'm saying? But being that wasn't the case, it didn't go down like that. David said still had a rightful position of marriage towards that woman. You know what I mean? Like he still had the right to marry that woman. And he did the right thing. You know what I mean? Got his wife, got his rib, and rocked it out, did whatever, you know what I'm saying? And there was no sin involved. No sin involved. You know what I mean? But context, of course, I would have to just fresh up on that, you know what I mean? But I hope that answered your question.
Concept what?
God, most on Christ. Yeshaya, you had a question. If I could real quick, Yeshaya, if I want to grab a question in the chat, if I'm able to, and then I'll get to you if that's the while.
Shalom, counsel.
Okay. All right, Bayana, which is Trooper Mashabrib, Most High in Christ. This is a powerful brother, a great sister. She says, Salakia, sir, when Christ return, will Esau continue to have children, or the Most High has other plans? Man, that's a good question. Let's get Isaiah 14. All right. There's going to be a day on this earth. Your oppressor will go extinct.
Yes, sir.
He said what?
If I may, sir,
you got it.
Grab that Isaiah, I grab Obadiah 1.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one as well too. Should be cut off.
Yeah.
Concept.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna grab that right after the Isaiah. That's a good precept.
I got that for you, sir.
Okay, you got it, Warren. You know what verse I want? 14 and
21.
21, sir.
21. All right, Con.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
If I could, the one I want is a little bit above it. Start me at verse 12. Verse 12.
Sir.
You got it, Warren.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Who is that talking about?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Esau.
Right. All right. Lucifer is just a star. This is a metaphor that the Lord is talking about. Right? People will try to say that this is talking about fallen angels, talking about talking about Satan falling, getting kicked out of heaven. All of that is mythology, right? The true definition of the word Lucifer is star. And in this metaphor, he's saying a star is falling from the sky, like meteorites do, right? That's what happens, right? Things fall out from space all the time.
Right.
And he's saying this the Edomites, this great nation, is falling from their top position. For being above, they're falling down, right? Read on.
O Lucifer, son of the morning.
There you
How
go.
art thou?
All right. It's not talking about an angel or a being. Oh, son of the morning, right? The son of the morning, right? It's talking about what? Like what's in the sky during the morning?
Slakia.
Go ahead.
The sun, sir.
The sun is a what?
A light.
What is it?
So like it, sir.
Go ahead.
It's a star.
It's a star. Right? That's what it is. The sun is a star.
Come.
The star is a ball of gas. Right? And that's what's in the morning. Right? And the Lord is saying that great star, that bright star, not specifically the sun, but a bright star is falling from their top position. Right? It's not talking about no angel. Right? Read on.
How art thou cut down to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
which didst weaken the nations?
Right. Who is weakening the nations? Right? Is it some fourth dimensional being that's doing it? Nah, it's somebody that exists today on this earth that's living and breathing just like you and me, that's weakening the Middle East, that's weakening the resources in Africa, that's weakening the West Indies. All the nations of the earth, they gobble it up and steal all the resources and disenfranchise these nations, whether it's through embargoes or sanctions. Right? Read on.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Right. He's out there in outer space. Right? He got space stations out there thinking that he's God. Right? Read on.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
Right. He's going to sit above everybody else on the earth. Read on.
In the sides of the north.
Read on.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Read on.
I will be like the Most High.
Read on.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
This should be what?
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Right. The people that's sitting on top is going to be brought down. Right. Read on.
To the sides of the pit.
Right. Read on.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Right. Now, when that time comes, when we start to see these people fall and be cut off, right, the other nations on this earth is going to look narrowly and shall say what?
And consider thee, saying,
Mm-hmm.
Is this the man?
Is this the what?
Is this the man?
The man, not the angel, but the man. Lucifer is talking about the man. The witch man is talking about the so-called white man. And soon enough, he's going to be a spectacle to behold. It's going to be like going to the museum and looking like, was this is the man that ruled America?
Salakia.
You know he's going to be he's going to be a stuffed wax figure of a white man in a business suit. You know what I'm saying? Holding a briefcase. And we're going to bring all our children through and look at them narrowly. You know what I'm saying? That's like when your eyes be squinting and you trying to look and focus on something. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means. Look at them narrowly. You're gonna be looking like, what? This is the man that ruled the earth. Somebody says, my bad. I'll be having trouble.
I was just saying they ain't gonna even believe it. They ain't gonna be able to fathom it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Kind. You know what I mean? Like he's for sure is going to be cut off. Because here's the thing. Without all these like artificial technology things that he's creating in order for him to exist on this earth, if you strip those things away from him, little by little, he's gonna start to depopulate. Right? He needs SPF 550. I don't even know the name of it. You know what I mean? He needs sunscreen lotion so he can exist. You know what I'm saying? He needs to sterilize us so he can overpopulate the earth. You know what I mean? He needs all these medications so he can have multiple children. Right? Your oppressor is not known on this earth for having multiple children. They demonize us because we have the ability to do it. You know what I mean? But our oppressor, they don't even have the most is 2 or 3 children. You know what I mean? And they have to go into their science in order to make more. Well, imagine all of that being stripped from them. Their numbers is going to start to dwindle little by little as the years go on with the hard bondage, no sunscreen lotion. They out there in the hot sun getting all the cancer. They don't have the medication that they need to repopulate. Little by little, they're going to grow smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where we have to go to a museum and look upon them narrowly. That's what's going to happen to them. You know what I mean? You're going to be cut off from this earth. Somebody said, Salakia?
Con. If you look out in the earth and what's happening right now, like the nations are already starting to look at him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like with everything, like he ain't as powerful as he was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? To the rest of the world.
Right, fact. You know what I'm saying? Deep, real talk. You know what I mean? Like your oppressor is bound to fall. You know what I mean? And with Christ's return, his population that he exists on earth is going to get smaller and smaller to the point where he's going to be non-existent. Right? Let's drop that. Let me get the Obadiah one real quick.
Come.
You got that new one, y'all.
Can you hear me?
Kind of, I hear you. Clear.
Come. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. I'll start out verse 9. And thy mighty man of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
They're going to be what?
Cut off by slaughter.
Right. Every man of Edom, the so-called white race, is going to be cut off.
Salaki.
Right? Somebody said Salaki?
Come, sir. I was not.
Oh, man. What's going on, Word? You got it.
Nah, I was going to say, they got, I think I seen in the article, I don't know if it's Netherlands or Zealand, one of them countries over there, that they asking brothers to come over there and date their women because they can't populate. They specifically want African American Negroes. African American Negroes to go over there and date their women for free. So like
for free.
Bro, not only that, you know about Moab offering niggas $60,000 to impregnate their women. Let them IUIC purple faggots when it was going over there. Y'all remember that now? I know y'all do. So like it.
Nah, God, good night. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't populate the earth like you do. You know what I mean? The Lord promised Abraham that he gonna, what is it? I'm paraphrasing. Like he gonna have sons like the sands of the sea, the stars in the sky. Like we multiply, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this is who we are, and they can't do that. They can't do that. They need the science in order to do that. They need the technology to do that. You know what I mean? And imagine imagine them being in hard bondage as well too. That's going even further to destroy their population. All right, so read on. Go ahead. Somebody says Salaki.
No, come with Khan when he get done. So I got another precept for you, Salaki.
All right. Khan, you got to know y'all.
Come. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Dang, the Lord ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already served his purpose on earth, His purpose was to be a whipping stick unto Israel. That's all. After that, his time is up. What other use is he good for, except for violence? Tell me what else he's good for? At least the Asians got their silk. Arabs got whatever they're good at. I don't know, right? Hamites got whatever they good at. Everybody got something that they're useful for. Tell me what is the oppressor? Everything that he gained on this earth was through robbing and stealing and killing. Everything. There is no land that exists on this earth that belongs to the oppressor. Not Europe, not the Middle East, not South Africa, not Australia. Each and every part of this land that your oppressor lives at, he got it by killing another race of people.
Right.
Everything. Now, you can fact check this on me. I ain't just making this up. So when Christ returns, guess what? Their time is up, man. They're going to be cut off forever. Read that one more time.
Come, Obadiah 1:10 from the top. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right. You know what I mean? The Lord is going to get rid of them. They're going to be destroyed. Not going to be able to populate. They're going to be too busy in a cotton field. I mean, they ain't going to have time for that. Ain't no love making going on in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? For our oppressor. Hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no time for that, man. You're going to be in that field day in and day out until you fall out and die. Now, is that wrong? Is that harsh? Is that wrong?
Yeah. Salakia.
Go ahead.
We shall reward a double. I don't want.
Thank you. That's what happened to us. That's exactly what happened to us.
Hey, Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
If they the master race, it shouldn't be no problem.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it should be no problem for them. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You're gonna find out. The whole earth gonna find out on that day that they definitely was not the master race. Nowhere near the master race. You know what I'm saying? And we are the ones that the Lord chose. All right. So I hope that answers questions. Says, oh yeah, also Lacan, you had a precept, right?
Kind of Wakan, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
You know what I mean? Like, this is justice according to God. Right? Their genes is not as strong as yours. We was able to get through slavery with all the hell that they put us through. With everything that they did to us to make sure that we don't populate on this earth. Somehow, some way, that should let you know we're the chosen people. We was able to get through it. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? When the shoe is on the other foot, when we are able to serve them the same amount of affliction that they serve unto us, you're going to find out that they're not going to be as strong. They don't have those same type of genes. You know what I mean? And the Lord is going to make a great, swift unaliving of your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Until where he's going to be zero. He's going to be somebody that you look at and bring your kids to the museum, and that's all you're going to see. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ is damn right. Damn right. Listen, are we all? Yeah, goddamn.
Hey,
go ahead.
If I could, it's a little bit more beefy meat on that bone, sir.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Get down. Go ahead. My bad.
Verse 9, sir. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Oof. You know what that sounds? Listen, only a free man can speak like this. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be really free to say the words that David is saying. You know what I mean? Only a slave would think something like this is harsh. Something like this is bad. The Bible said, happy shall he be that take the little ones of our oppressors and dash them against the stones. That's justice. You know what they used to do to our babies? They used to cut up the pregnant bellies of our women. Pull out, read about Andrew Jackson and the Trail of Tears.
Right.
They used to, the pregnant woman that was slowing down the caravan while they was marching them out of Florida towards Oklahoma and Arkansas. The woman that was slowing down the caravan, Andrew Jackson ordered the American military to cut up their bellies, take out the baby, the baby from their stomach, and smash them on the ground.
Wow.
It's written in American history. This is what they did. Not only that, they fed our babies to alligators in Florida. They used to use black babies as alligator bait. Imagine that. Can you imagine that? Imagine that little infant squeezing into the ground, crying, not understanding what is going on, crying for their mama in the cold swamp, being dragged by their ankle, face scraping on the mud, hands flaring, trying to squeeze into the mud to gain some grip, to probably crawl back to their mother. And they getting closer and closer to that swamp until their small bodies being tossed in the water. And all after that, all you see is just a commotion of gators and pool of blood in that water. That was the reality of a Negro, man.
Like this, sir.
Go ahead.
They got like animation, like drawings and stuff for how to, you know what I'm saying, they'll put the little 2-3-year-old Judites, or 1-year-old Judites on the bank of the river, you know what I'm saying? And then that's how they'll it's kind of like how they'll lure the gators up.
Yeah. Listen, your oppressor is so diabolical with it that he would advertise using black babies as bait. Meaning, like, there was actual postcards and billboards of black babies being fed to alligators. Like, this was actually advertised. It wasn't hidden or a secret, or only a few bad apples was taking part of feeding black babies to alligators. No, this was a thing that they did, popularized amongst their society. So much so they advertised it. Like, come on now. And we supposed to just, forget about it, let bygones be bygones. Go ahead, Officer Lacan.
It's a like it, sir. What you're saying is so heavy. What King David said sound like real equality, sir. It sound like finally, like niggas get a chance to let our oppressors feel how we felt.
Damn right.
They finally get to, their mothers finally get to mourn their children the way our mothers mourned ours. Finally, they get to not just sympathize, but they get to finally empathize with our pain. Salaki.
Damn right, man. Damn right, warrior. You know what I'm saying? That is justice according to God. Ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal, man. What's fair is what's fair, and what's right is right. That's all. And what's fair and right is that somebody has to answer for all these black babies being fed to alligators. Somebody has to answer to it. And guess what? That's what's gonna make a victim feel a sense of relief. You know what I mean? Like, we are so triggered in America because we never found justice. We wonder why black people are shooting up the neighborhood and getting high and being on drugs. We all want to blame ourselves. That's all that's all America does, is point the finger at us. But they don't realize the things that was done unto us that caused us to be like this in today's society. You understand what I'm saying? And we are so beat down, we run to these things. We run to drugs. We run to whatever we can find to find a little self-esteem within ourselves. Well, the Bible says this is what's going to make a man happy, is when the victim finally gets justice. That's when you're going to get a sense of relief. Not when you get $1 million, not when you sign some damn rap contract to be fondled by P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Not when you have $1,000 chain around your neck. You know what I'm saying? We think that's the only way a black man can be happy, by being a white man entertainment. You singing on, dancing on TV, trying to entertain your oppressor. For what? You know what makes a man happy is justice, man.
Right.
That's what makes a man happy. A free man will call the white man the devil. A slave will sing and dance all day. All right. Let me get Let me get some questions real quick. I know we should. What time it is?
Look, the other one.
Go ahead.
It's 8:50.
8:50. All right.
Come.
All right. So the sister got another question. She said, "My next question, if I may, are people who does not follow Christ, will they also be rebuilding earth with Esau? What is their punishment?" All right. That's a good question as well. Matthew 5, it will be my go-to. Matthew 5:17, and also where it talks about the second death.
Kind of what God
The
said.
lot you talking about in Revelations?
Yeah, Revelation, kind of second death. You know what I'm talking about?
Where it says, basically
The
like
second death.
you blessed if you take part of the first death.
Yeah, because the second death have no power, something like that. So I'll first start out in Matthew 5 first, and then we'll get the one in Revelation.
Come. The book of Matthew chapter 5, verse
Is it 17?
You can start at 17, sir, but to get direct to it, it'll probably be 18 and 19.
Okay. Yeah, let's get direct to it. You go ahead, one.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Right,
till
this is
all
Christ.
be fulfilled.
Right, Christ is speaking. Right, he's saying that we gotta do what?
Keep
this
the
is part of
command.
the milk. Right. He's saying what?
Slack, the other one.
Go ahead.
Keep the commandments. He's basically saying we keep the commandments.
Right, keep the commandments. Right, he's saying that we gotta keep the commandments. Right, that's how you follow Christ. That's how you show that you love God, by keeping the commandments. Right. Read on.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments.
One of the what?
The least commandments.
Right. Even the smallest matter. Things that you may think that's not important. Guess what? It's important to God.
Right.
You break it. Read on.
And shall teach men so.
And you also teaching that the laws are done away with, that we don't have to keep the commandments, that we in the New Testament.
Right.
Right. God did away with the old. Nah. Christ is speaking and saying that if you break the least and teach not to keep the commandments, read on.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He shall be what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Here's the beauty about being in the kingdom of heaven, right? The thing is that even with our people that get an opportunity to be under the rulership of the 144,000, they still won't be treated as the same level as Esau. All right. There is going to be a class system in the kingdom of heaven, the same way there's a class system here today, right? You're going to have those that's in a position of power, and then you're going to have civilians. You get what I'm saying? And their status in the nation is not going to be as great as those that actually kept the commandments. They're going to be considered least in the kingdom of God. But guess what? They ain't going to be a white man. You feel me? I'll take that any day. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'd rather be the least. Of course, I'm not out there saying that you should go out and break the commandments and teach men to do so. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather be the least, where at least, right? The least is that the people that I clock in for looks like me. You know what I'm saying? The people that I work in the field to make a wage for looks like me. And there's laws put in place that makes me at an advantage from the other nations. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's actually laws where I'm not supposed to be treated a certain way, but the other nation can be treated that way, right? You can charge interest to other nations. Guess what? You cannot do that to Israel. It's against our law. You get what I'm saying? Well, in the kingdom of heaven, right? Those that don't keep the commandments, right? And once they come back, and we're going to get that revelation. Once they come back, they're not going to be in a position of power. You know what I'm saying? But at least they won't be charged interest. You get what I'm saying? But your oppressor will, right?
Salakia.
Somebody said Salakia?
Come.
Go ahead.
It's like right now, like you said, like Esau, you know, they could be trailer park trash, but they know one thing: at least they ain't black. You know what I'm saying?
God, that's so right. God.
And if I could, real quick,
go ahead.
Like it, what the brother said was so heavy. I remember I used to drive commercial box trucks, and it was a devil. He was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with, I was with another brother, and he just randomly, that's when I first found out I was an Israelite, all that. And we was talking about it. Then the other brother just randomly asked the devil, he's like, man, would you trade shoes with me right now? I got a job. I make decent money. The devil was like, I don't care how much money you make. I would still never trade with you.
God, why would you? Why would you want to become a second-class citizen? Just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you're looked as second class. You're not looked at the same level as the oppressor is. And the oppressor knows that.
Right.
He don't want to be you any day. On his worst day, he don't want to be you. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows the way you get treated is far different from the way he gets treated. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be the same thing in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? Those that's going to be least, they're not going to be slaving and rebuilding like Esau is, like, meaning they're not going to be out there in the cotton field with no wage, getting their backs whipped. They might be living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be a project building in the kingdom of heaven called Pastor Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Or, Christianity apartments. And it's gonna be all the reincarnated Christians that didn't want to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to clock in for Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? Trooper Mashiach gonna tell them, listen, I need this done by 10 a.m. while he's sitting on his couch. You get what I'm saying? While he's sitting on his bed. And they're gonna have to clock in. And Trooper Mashiach gonna give them their bread. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go home back to their project, to a little 2x4. You know what I'm saying? While Mashiach sitting up in his king size bed. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Somebody say Salakia.
God, this Oscar is gonna be called Trinity Projects.
God. Trinity Project. You know what I'm saying? And everybody gonna know, like, listen, that's where T.D. Jakes was reincarnated at. You know what I'm saying? That's where all them old pastors, everybody gonna know in the kingdom, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be levels to this. Those that's gonna be least, it's not gonna be treated the same way as Esau is, but they are gonna be in a, in a position that's not as big or as great or powerful as the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? Or as those that actually serve the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The 144,000 and the 1/3 as well. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be a little lower class, but they're not gonna be treated like Esau. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that in Revelation real quick, and let me get the next question.
Con. This the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 6.
Right, this right here is a little bit meaty, right? You know what I'm saying? This is a great mystery to understand. And a precept to that will be, if somebody can grab in Romans, where Paul said, all Israel shall be saved.
Romans
right?
11:26.
11. See, you already on. If I think say they're right. All right, so let's get that in Revelations. Go ahead.
God. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
What is the first resurrection? What would that be? Go ahead.
Read on or break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Great is he that has partaken the first resurrection.
So, life,
resurrection means like coming back to life, right?
Con. So the first resurrection.
So what's the first one?
Con. The first resurrection would be you coming back to the Lord and keeping the laws and coming into the UPK, putting your old way of life to death and coming back to life, coming to the commandments and actually having that life like in Baruch 4:1, basically saying like all they that keep the commandments will live, but all they that leave it shall die.
Right. God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the first resurrection is spiritual, right? Is you changing yourself and becoming brand new while you're still alive. You know what I'm saying? Not wait until you die for you to float up into the sky to be with God, but while you're alive, you actually change yourself, becoming brand new by cleaning up and putting on a new spirit. Like Officer Nawanya Allah said, getting rid of the old man, killing the old man or woman, and putting on a new spirit. That's the first resurrection. That's something that you want to partake now. Right? Read on.
On such, the second death hath no power.
The second what?
Death have no power.
So what is the second death? Can people die twice?
Like you. But I made that second death would be when Christ come back and nuclear bombs and everything, just chaos on the earth. That's that second death. The death you don't want to see.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? That's when the Lord brings about his judgment. Right? Those that come back through reincarnation, right? When they come back on this earth, they're not going to be in the same position of power that changed their life while they was alive. You know what I'm saying? Those that's alive and change themselves spiritually, right? Become brand new spiritually. They don't have to go through the destruction that the Lord has planned for this earth or for our oppressor. They don't have to worry about bombs hitting them over the head. They don't have to worry about nuclear bombs. The Lord is going to separate them and make sure they're good. And he's going to bring those people back to Israel so we can start ruling this earth again. And those that didn't want to obey the Most High, guess what? They are the ones that's going to partake in the nuclear destruction. They're the ones that's going to suffer that, like we read in Matthew 5, the ones that didn't keep the commandments, the least of them. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? What's going to happen to them when they die after that? Right? We know the Bible teaches what? Reincarnation, right? So guess what? They're going to have to reincarnate on this earth. And when they do come back on this earth, they're not going to have the same power or the same status that the ones that actually did it the first go around. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be put in a position that's lower than them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be least in the kingdom of the Most High. You know what I mean? But at least they ain't going to be a white man. at least they ain't going to be a white man. You know what I'm saying? But the second death has no power. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want to change your life. You're going to have to go through that second death. That's your second option of dying. The first option was the Lord give you the opportunity to kill your old man spiritually and become brand new. If you don't want to abide by that, well, the second option is World War III. And when you come back on this earth, it'll be known that these are just the civilians. You know what I'm saying? The regular common folk that don't have the great things that y'all brothers sacrifice for, that y'all sisters sacrifice for. You know what I'm saying? Before Christ's return. All right. Any more on that?
A little bit more, sir.
Go ahead.
But they shall be priests of God and of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Right. Those that partake in the first death, they're going to be priests of God and reign with him for 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have rulership on this earth. The scriptures say he's a nation of kings and priests. Right? This is what the Lord is getting ready to establish on this earth. Your opportunity is now. Don't wait for it to be too late. Now is your time to get right. So that way you don't have to go through what the Lord has prepared for this place. You don't have to go through that, man. The Lord don't have this planned out for you. He don't have it. He don't have it for you to suffer in this. He wants you to actually live. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you an opportunity to change your life. But you have to be willing to go through it. You got to be willing to give up the pork. You got to be willing to give up your birthdays. You got to be willing to give up these wicked holidays, these pagan holidays. You got to be willing to give up church, to give up Islam. You got to be willing to do those things, man.
Right.
And guess what? The Lord has a reward for you once you do it. But those that do come back, you know what I mean? That those that don't want to listen and do come back, all right, you're going to be in the least in the kingdom of heaven. Right? Any more on that?
Sir.
All right. Did you want to read Romans real quick? I don't think we got time because I'm a little bit over the time. But yeah, Romans 11 says that all Israel shall be saved, right? And the salvation meaning that they're all going to be and we're all going to be ruling the earth. You know what I'm saying? But there's going to be some that's in a level of authority, and there's going to be some that's just civilians. If y'all get what I'm saying.
Come.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is no different from today. Right. You got some oppressors that make decisions on what can be done on earth, and you got people that just follow along with it. They don't make no decisions. They are the byproduct of the people that's on top. That's all. That's the same thing how it's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. Somebody said Salakia.
Concha, I just wanted to when you're done, I just wanted to ask a question about the Garden of Eden. It's just a very small question.
Con, you got it, word.
Concha, Genesis chapter 2 and 8, right? I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
If I could read it.
Con,
Count well, sir. The book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, and the Lord. And the Lord planted a garden eastward of Eden, eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. That where it says he planted a garden, does that mean that is where like what do you I almost said civilian, like a civilization. Is that referring to like planting a garden as like people and a civilization?
Right, Con. That's exactly what it means, right? The book of Genesis, a lot of verses that's written of in the beginning portion of Genesis are written out in allegory. Like the same thing with Revelations, right? It's a lot of allegory metaphors. You know what I'm saying? And the garden that he's planting is not a literal garden. Like he's not growing carrots and tomatoes and lettuce. Like the Garden of Eden is not an actual garden. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a city, you know what I'm saying, that existed on this earth. You know what I mean? And the Lord gave Adam the responsibility of this portion of land that existed on this earth for him to cultivate it, for him to make a society out of it, for him to make a civilization out of it. You know what I'm saying? Through his bloodline. You know what I mean? And that's what it's talking about. You know what I mean? So did that answer? I don't mean to be too, brief, but I
Colonel
kind of
Khan,
pressed
sir.
on time.
Colonel Khan, sir. I just wanted to be sure of that. I had like I didn't want to say yes, no, say no, but I first wanted to confirm it.
Yeah, Khan. You know what I'm saying? The Garden of East and Eastward, like that's it's giving you like the location of where this city was built.
Khan.
All right. You know what I'm
Colonel
saying?
Khan.
Like it's like this city, like people gotta think like in those times they was not primitive. You know what I mean? Like there was not ooga booga and with a club and cavemen and like people was real smart. You know what I'm saying? Real civilized. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And Adam was one of those people. Actually, he was the first person. Right? And just to throw it out there, right? If you want to look up scientific terms that our oppressor used, he got something called where he classified two species of human beings. Right? He has Homo sapiens and Homo erectus. Right? The Homo erectus, he'll say, is the Neanderthal type of human beings. Right? Those were the people that existed back in the days that was living like cavemen, barbaric, with no civilization. And then you have a evolution of human beings that came after that, what the oppressor would like to classify as Homo sapiens, right? Who knew how to be civilized and conduct themselves. You know what I'm saying? And Adam, you know what I mean, was given the breath of life, given knowledge, and he knew how to live on earth. He knew what to eat, what not to eat. He knew how to build. He knew how to construct things. He was very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And that came from the Lord. So the Lord commanded him to build a city. You know what I'm saying? And it was through Adam that the Lord built this city. You know what I mean? And it's not an actual garden. All right. So did I answer your question?
Colonel Khan, sir. To bora.
All right. Most High in Christ. Last question. I'm gonna just grab this real quick.
Ephesians.
Yeah, Ephesians 6:12. We are a little past the time, y'all. I do apologize.
Colonel Khan.
All right, you got it, boy.
Colonel Khan. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Right. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Like the thing that we're warned against, this is not a physical battle. Right. That's what it says about flesh and blood. Right. This is not something that, you can go out and conquer and overcome it by doing something crazy by unaliving your oppressor. Right. This is not how we're going to win this. Right. Read on.
Colonel Khan. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. What we're battling against is spiritual. Right. What we warring against is spiritual. There is people in high places that's not physically making you do the things that you're doing that's against God, but they're doing it in a way to convince you, to persuade you, right? And they do it by manipulating you through spirituality, right? Through religion, right? Through belief systems, right? And these people are sitting in high places, right? Telling you what to follow, telling you what to eat, telling you that pork is the other white meat, telling you that being a homosexual is an alternative lifestyle. telling you that you can do whatever you want to do against God. And he does it in a way that convinces you that what you're doing is good and right. He ain't got to force you. You know what I'm saying? All he got to do is convince you enough and you'll do it. All right? And so this is what we're warring against. What we fight against is those ideas that tells us to go against God. The things that spiritually got us in the condition that we in by disobeying God. The things that convince us to do whatever sin that our mind tells us to do or our flesh tells us to do. That's what we fight against. All right, this warfare, our weapons of our warfare is not carnal. Right, read on.
Verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand it. That ye may be able to withstand in the day of evil.
Right, in the evil day. Read on.
In the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Right. This is something that we must do, you know what I'm saying, in fighting against this oppression. Right. We have to put our all and whatever we got in us, in our spirit, to make sure that we're doing everything that's right according to God. Even the little things count. Everything. You know what I mean? Because your oppressor, what he's doing is persuading you and thinking that is not important in keeping the commandments. Right? And this is something that they put in place long ago. Remember what I said in a couple classes ago? I don't know if y'all remember. The most powerful thing on this earth is an idea. All right? Ideas control everything. All right? That's where everything starts from. It first starts in your mind. That's where everything. First you think it, and then you work on it, and then it becomes real. It becomes reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I want to fix the Black community economically, I can have the physical money, right? I can be a millionaire or a billionaire. But if I don't have the idea of loving thy brother as thyself and making sure I only shop and buy Black, then guess what? I would never be able to fix the economy. Because it first starts with the idea. That's the most powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? And your oppressor understands if he can control the ideas that go through your mind and breaking the commandments of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? He can control you. And that's all it is. The things that you warned against is those ideas that tell you that you can celebrate your birthday, that tell you that it's okay to eat a little bit of pork. It's okay. God knows my heart. Who taught you that idea? Who taught you that God knows your heart? You know what I'm saying? There's people in high places that taught you that. You know what I'm saying? There's people that sit back in the Vatican, that sit back over TBN and Trinity Network, that tells pastors. If I'm not mistaken, don't pastors get a whole like a reference guide on what to teach on every Sunday? Right? Like once they graduate theologian school. Go ahead. Somebody say Salakia.
So they if they want, like, is it like if they want money from the government, they gotta teach also Christ is white?
If they want to get the 501c3 or something like that, right? Or be a nonprofit, they have to teach a certain curriculum. They can't go outside of that curriculum. Well, who is deciding that? There's somebody that's above that's deciding what churches are teaching. And these pastors, they follow along and they teaching us that we can break the laws of God. that we can do whatever we want to do, that God knows your heart. And this idea we leave out of church every Sunday and live and pattern our life after it, which leads us to destruction. That's what we're warring against. Not little Timmy down the street that's doing, DoorDash. Me punching him in the face, it's not going to bring salvation. You know what I'm saying? Me, going out and getting assault rifle and causing harm to our oppressor is not going to bring us salvation. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to put it other than I'm sorry for being long-winded, but I'm gonna end it real quick. Even if you want to put it off of the oppressor and let's say deal with another Israelite, sometimes the issues that we have amongst each other is not as carnal as we think it is. It can get carnal quick, you know what I'm saying? We accustomed to doing that, you know what I'm saying, because we want to follow after our oppressor, you know what I mean? But even the battle that we have amongst each other is spiritual. The reason why we hate each other is because the ideas that flow through our mind. So the next time a brother does you wrong or a sister does you wrong, you should know why they're doing it. Somebody taught them wrong. Somebody didn't teach them well. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to them and them alone. So nobody taught them that. So let me go ahead and do that and talk to them and work our differences out. And that can be in any concept or any relationship. It can be with a friend, a mother, a brother, a sister, whoever. The issues that we face with each other is all spiritual. It all comes from an idea that our oppressor taught us. Right? Find out the root of the issue so that way you can destroy the whole truth. Right? And with that, man, I'm well off the time. The water, everybody for hopping on. Appreciate y'all, brothers, sisters, all the questions. Oscar Zak tomorrow will be back on next week. So make sure y'all tune in. This class is mandatory for all of Florida to tune in. With that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the class. Do anybody got the security announcements?
Con, I got it, sir.
All right, with that, I'm gonna pass the class to Precinct Officer Isupk.
Con. Salakia. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months that the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means the 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10th, every penny of increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher or priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upholy convocations is October 2nd, which is a Wednesday. Memorial blowing of the trumpets. Everybody gonna be down in Riviera Beach. If anyone want to become a trooper in the school and start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And with that, we say Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're gonna send up a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Y'all Bashem, y'all Shabbat. Y'all Matah. We're going to send up a courtesy salute to the sisters in the class. Men of Israel. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Atah Ba'ashem Yahweh. Y'all Matah. And with that, class dismissed.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel.
Sure.